Hi, y'all. How's it going? Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Hi, Lance. Or hoy, Lance, as it should be. Hi, Shanna. It's so good to see you. It's always good to have you. Arba! Thank you so much. 18 months. 18 whole months. Wow. And hi, Zod Kaizad. I hope you're doing good off in the shadows. Hope things are going well. Hi, Draggy. And hi, Clickflint. It's good to see everybody. We're gonna do some doodling today. I've got a bunch of ideas, and we'll see if anything happens. Oh, damn it, that one's on. Alright. You know what? I gotta show that one off, actually. I'll give you that one for free in a minute. I forgot that was on. I fully forgot I even made that. I'll get that one for you, Lance. Hang on, y'all have to see this. There we are. Hi! Mix it up, where are you? Yeah, I should have made a bigger deal of that one, but I did it last week or something, and I just it's the brain. She ain't home. Let's see, Twitch channel points, so that it'll go and then turn itself off. Test command. See if it actually does it. Oh, it needs to reconnect. Of course it does. Services. I totally wasn't, oh, it says disconnect. Let's just restart, mix it up then. It can be a little weird when it's trying to, connect to VTube Studio if I don't have it open. So, like today when I didn't. Yeah, this is Clip Studio Paint. It's what I use for everything. Okay. Please start up like a smidge faster. Okay. You can have the marker in a minute too, I guess. Because my model doesn't really work for art streams, so I don't really use it. There we go. The scary, frightening truth is revealed. I'm not really who I say I am. There's someone else. There's someone else in control. He's why I'm bad at Zelda. And nothing else. No other reason. Nothing else. Right? He's adorable. He's very silly. And he's just... he's the dumbest little... My first VGen purchase, and it's this little boy. He's lovely. We were all looking one night a few months ago, and I was just laughing at this thing, and they're like, oh, did you see like, the mouse? And I was like, yeah, he's cute. And it turns out we were talking about different things. And I sent this to Bisa. I was like, are you sure we're looking at the same thing? And she was like, oh my god! But I think everybody forgot about him after that night. And so when I opened my VGen and wanted to like, look at what I had saved to see if I wanted to get new emotes or anything, this little guy was staring me in the face for $2, and I was like, you know what? This is a great $2. Yeah, the eyes. He's like, I love him so much. So I wanted to make him a redeem or something because he's just so silly. He's so cute. This wire is driving me crazy. There we go. I love him. So yeah, he's here to he's here to help. I guess I can Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Ah. I guess I can leave the model up and just hope for the best. It's not Christmassy like the reactive is, but... there. I'll just look silly. I'll give you that marker too, because I know that was a thing. One day I'll fix the marker. Today's not that day, though. There. Kisses. Carnage gave me this face. Anyway. So, at some point we had talked about doing peak reactives, because we play peak so much. This was a couple weeks ago. And I thought I'd take a crack at those. And if those get frustrating, there's some emotes I want to do. We'll jump around, maybe. See what happens. Today is a day to create, not troubleshoot. Exactly. So there's 10 or 15 faces now. Well, we are peeking, yeah. There's 10 or 15 faces in that, in this redeem. And 2 of them are pinned wrong. And I would have to delete the item scene and put them all back and pin them all properly. And it's time and effort that I don't want to bother with right now. So I just look at it and I go, ugh, and it never gets done. So, yeah. So I'm wondering if they even have necks. I don't think they do. It's surprisingly hard to find good pictures of, the peak people, the scouts. I don't think they've got necks. So I'm wondering if I should give them one or not. Thank you, Saribot! Give me that good bot out there. Yeah, they don't seem to have necks. It's really weird. But a lot of us have stuff around our necks, so I'm like, Yeah! Please tell me you heard Wario. Thanks for testing that for me, Saribot. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it's so useful. I wouldn't have known otherwise. And I figure when someone's being a shit, it'll be way more fun to hear them go, "Wah!" And then we can all laugh at them. And, yeah, when people don't show up in the chat, you get a chance to go, oh, something happened. Because, yeah, that was another one of those instances where they didn't get a chance to say anything, and Sari was like, no. I think giving them a tiny bit of neck, even if it gets eaten by, the poofiness of clothes and stuff, will help me a little bit. So they're getting, the world's smallest neck. Even if it just keeps looking too small. But they're real chunky dudes, so let's... Gonna have to... Are their shoulders, Yeah, the shoulders are actually wider than the head. I always thought these were kind of, even on all counts. It doesn't seem that way. It's gonna be interesting drawing, really chunky little guys. Mutton! Fresh mutton! Thank you for the mutton. I needed that. Okay. So they're kind of I also have to decide if I want to have these kind of turned or facing the... I'm curious. Because when I do Fugies, as you can tell, I like them facing the side like this. I like them to be more facing the content or facing just on your typical 3/4 angle. But I noticed a lot of people do their foogies like staring directly into the camera, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's... I don't like that for foogies. What do y'all think? How do y'all prefer your foogies to be? Let's see. The waist is about here on them. They're not big guys. They're kind of like barely 3/4. You don't tend to think about... Yeah, that's fair. Like, I don't blame you. I don't even think they have, like, hips. I think they have their arms come out of, like, this, and then their chest just goes like this. That's what I think they look like. I don't know, there's just something about... wrong tool. There's something about, like, forward-facing foogies that bothers me specifically. Like, they're just staring at the audience, and I'm like, it's weird. Even that feels too low. They're just little guys. Their little leggies go down like this. They're leggies that we won't even see. Forward-facing foogies aren't real. They can't hurt you. I tend to be kind of averse to forward-facing stuff anyway. Like, sometimes when I see people's selfies and they're forward-facing, I'm like, ugh. Like, they're looking directly at the camera. I just don't... They eke me out. I don't like them. Okay, so we need, like, kind of chunky arms. These are already too long, it feels like. Hi, Carlo. Welcome in. We're exploring the weird anatomy of Peak Scouts right now. Trying to get a feel for how they're constructed. Is that one my only... No, it's because that one's cheering, and because I couldn't really get a good angle on that one. Yeah, the arms are really long. The shoulders almost look too wide. Like, I'm using this little guy, like, maybe there's, like, too much poof or something. Like, it looks like maybe his arms are, like, here-ish? There are not very many good pictures of these little dudes on the Jugles. Like, maybe like that. Es difícil. The proportions of Peak are just off enough to take some thinking to sort out. Yeah, they look really simple, but they're just kind of not. Like, I definitely have this too low. I'm not gonna risk having the shift button problem. Also, I don't know why. The keyboard is only ever this small when I'm, like, capturing the surface. It is never... I can never pop it out like this. Otherwise. This might actually be better for pen right now. So maybe they are, like, more simple. Normally the keyboard takes up literally half of the screen. It's like, it takes up the whole space from like here downward. It's very strange. Thank you, Diggy. And yeah, my one front-facing emote, I just couldn't get any better than that. I tried a few different angles on that emote, and I just had no success. So, we then have, like...
Barrow Roundiduous, Woodley, Coopington, Plankly, Sake, Sockington, Oaket, Sits There, Taru, Birchley.
Thank you, Pepper, it's true. But they have kind of, like... They have, like, Muppety hands, because... Wait a second. Does it really only have 3 fingers? I must look now. Hang on. I have to look again. They do! Okay! Yeah, it's only 3 fingers. Alright. That's good to know. Thank you. He's happy to get some fresh air. So we've got thumb. And actually the fingers aren't even this long. They don't come up that high, they're just up there. Boost! Sirlis, hello! Welcome in! Pippy Peppermouse, yeah. Hi! Thank you, Diggy. Did that not go? Okay, I was like, is it case sensitive? Now I'm curious, that should have gone off. Yeah. It should have a whole bit of text there, so let's see if it's case sensitive. It is! Oh, neat. Good to know. Sorry for the spam. Welcome in, y'all! It's wonderful to meet you. For those of you who might not know me, hello! I'm Printers, the Hodmedod Modmedod. I'm 3 feet of felt, fluff, and fury. And today we're doodlin'. We had talked about doing some peak reactives for future collabs, so I'm kind of trying to learn how they work and function. Which I'm learning is like just off enough to be a little weird and difficult. Yeah, what were y'all up to? What does it say? Thank goodness you're here! Oh man. I was so tempted to get that game for Misa. It's on her wish list, and I was looking at it like, this could be really fun to watch. Peak is great. But how did it go? Did you finish it or did you just start it? Yeah, it's really wild. Yeah, it would need some content warnings. That's kind of why I stayed away from it, because there are really funny parts of it, but when you're not ready for them, you're like, "Oh, that's a thing. You did your first session, made a big pie? Ah, heck yeah." The meat part is certainly a time, because you needed that for the pie, I think, right? I've watched a lot of it played, but mostly like the first half. I haven't seen anything beyond it. But I like the humor that's like not the weird stuff. Like there's a couple arguing over putting different things in like their garbage cans, and like the more you see them, the weirder the argument gets as it goes. I really enjoyed it. You must raid and run though? Yeah, go ahead. That goes for raiders too. If y'all need to raid and run, if you need to go get a snack, take a nap, whatever, if it's really late, if you need to go get dinner, whatever, please feel free to go. Thank you for dropping your community with me. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you again. they even have much of a palm? I mean, they kind of do. They kind of do. God, such weird little gremlins these scouts are. You're gonna lurk for a bit? Okay, enjoy. Whatever it is you're doing, have fun with it. The one thing that I've been stuck on when thinking about how to manage these reactives is how much stuff to add to them. Because obviously, the little peak dudes are pretty simple. You get like a hat and you get a face on your orb, and that's it, right? But what do I want to do from there? Do I want to try getting people into their outfits, or do we want to like do we want to just kind of have a scout outfit like this? Like, what are we... I definitely want, like, Misa to have her ears, and, like, everybody to have their ears. So that's the one addition I'm gonna make, like... Like, I think having the ears on there wouldn't be too bad, or, like, having Nipa ears. They won't be, like, enormous, because otherwise Misa's Fugi would end up being, like, teeny weeny compared to everybody. But I'm just, like... I'm wondering how far we want to go, because there's definitely a point of no return where it stops looking like Peak. And that's not what we're about. Flopped over? Oh, yeah. I just thought they'd be kind of, like, here-ish, and there'd be some more orb. But, like, I had thought about it, like, do I give Misa her ponytail? Would that be too much? Or what about Ryu and his ponytail? Like, I don't know. Because I thought Hepper could have her crown and her antennae, and that would be good. But then I kept thinking about, like, how to handle her hair. Like, do I have that sticking off, or do I do it drawn on? Like the peak hairstyles are? Because, like, the one I use is, like, this, and that's it. The difference between peak person and Lego person is just angles. It's true. So I'm, like... It's gonna be interesting to, like... figure out how we want people to look. But this now feels like the head is too small, and I'm wondering if it's just by virtue of the line not being as thick or what. Though that does look a little bit better. It actually looks better without the neck now. People can suspend their disbelief. I think it's okay to go a bit further detailed. Yeah. I just don't want to, like, over-detail it and ruin the style I'm aiming for. There's definitely some finesse to it. But I think that's the anatomy mostly figured out. So we're gonna grab that as our point of reference. Actually, we'll put it down here. Because I think I want them to be about here. But we need... Like, I need to be able to look at this to reference what the heck I'm doing. I don't think I want this layer. Technique and simplicity. Exactly. I feel like true to form would be having hair looking like a paper donkey's tail, like, and the tail on the... Oh, maybe. Let's... Alright. So if we want to make them side-facing, we still need... Well, no, we took the neck off because it looked it looks correct without it. So we'll have the armpits are about there. Also, hi Wolfwings, I realized I never said hello. Gotta think of what pose I want everybody in too, because I don't want them to just all be standing there like gorillas like this one, like, ooh! The like, ook face. Like, well, we can at least establish the shoulders and stuff, like, there's the chest. Women can have like a whoop. Just to differentiate them a little bit. And because I know that it would make some people happy to have that little bit of difference, the differentiation. I tend to not mind, but it is less important to me, and that is fine. Ginyu School. Oh my god! Oh. Man, Ginyu Force Fugis for positivity would be so funny. Oh, I would love that. Tell me it wouldn't work so well. It would be more than I want to do, but it would be so good. God. We'd be... Could you imagine having to assemble all the Fugis for that, though? Like, for a collab, we would have to, like... It'd be like putting a puzzle together. Because you couldn't line them up on the bottom. You can't. You just can't. It's the Ginyu Force. You need them correct. Exodia! Yes. Okay, so we need our... That shoulder actually should be about there, I think. So it's less slurped forward. Slurp. This is slightly difficult to turn to the side. But that's why we do these here correctnesses. So that we can get all that weirdness out of the way. Wait, technically there is one Ginyu Squad pose. They're all lined up on the bottom. Wait a minute. Yeah, let me see this. Oh, it's a tumbler pose. Yeah, see, we would have to assemble everybody in the corner. If we put that in, like... If we put that as a bunch of Fugis on the bottom, we would have to, like... Like, if we put it in proper formation, we would be blocking the stream. And we can't just have them in a row. It's disrespectful. And not as good. God, I could be Raccoon. It rhymes with Doom! Now I'm not so sure about this shoulder anymore either. Es difícil. I think it's because before I had the neck. So let's see, this is... God, doing them sideways, doing them on 3/4 might actually be really tough. Who knew? So I keep trying to give them, like, normal shape, and they're not normal. They're, like, just... They're little... They're, like, blocks. There. Something kind of like that, maybe? Get like the... Let's maybe make this easier for ourselves. Maybe. Now they just look too wide. We'll get this. We'll get this. That's part of the practice. Got such big meaty hands. I definitely want to make sure I get those right. And they've got literally no wrist. And their arms kind of bend. They don't have bones. They don't have bones. And honestly, seeing what I've put these little dudes through, they don't have bones. What? Beavers! Almost been 2 years. Oh my god, you're right. Hello. I hope you're doing better today. I know you're tired. I feel like their arms don't, like, bend normally, but I also feel like it's tougher to draw them bending, like, the way I think they should. That's like more than 2 weeks. Yeah, right? Alternatively, everyone is Bing Bong. Oh my god. They had bones at the start of the climb. Yeah. Make do with what we can. The arms do bend in the walk cycle. They can bend, but I feel like they bend in a U shape more than they, more than, like, a normal one. I'm wondering if this isn't the play. Like, get more angle in there, but this goes like that. That way we can still keep the weird meatiness of their hands, but, like, gives them depth. Volk! Bing Bong variants would be fun because it gives you a legit reason to style them. It really does. Like, what? Bing Bong is like, he's shaped like a bar of soap, isn't he? Kind of like this, and then... Now he just looks like a little gremlin, like he's coming for you. Hey, I'm Boncha. Bing Boncha. Bing Bonch. Doing a chibi? Kind of. I'm trying to do peaks. He looks like a tired train. He does. He just looks like he's like gonna waddle towards you like, "Ayo, ay." Like, he's definitely... This little dude came straight out of the 90s. Fatagan, hello! Actually, no, we want that to be the other way around.
Weep.
There.
Mutton! Fresh mutton!
Weep. Doesn't Bing Bong have little shoes? Because he's like a little scout himself, right? He knows you're gonna leave him at the grocery store and he's okay with it. He's like, yeah, they got candy at least. Autocorrect won't let you weep? Boo. Boo hiss. There. There's Bing Bonch.
Bug juice!
You got it. Unshrimp. Okay. Bing Bonch is very good. Thanks. Spends 30 minutes with this anatomy, 10 seconds on Bing Bong. Oh, I think that's better, actually. That looks a little... I think... This needs a little bit more arm length. That's what it looks like to me. Everything I make is good. Nah, I've made bad stuff, but it was a long time ago and no one has to see it ever again. You can't give me an ego, it's a terrible idea. Then I'll never get anything done. Okay. So... let's move this so that I don't... Because I was thinking... this on a more comfortable angle. Miso probably wouldn't have popcorn. She would have eaten it all on the flight that crashed. giving egos to previous inanimate things always has ended in great in every fiction. Yeah. Your humility, me, Final Destination, 3 stock, no items. Let's go. Alright, but only if my, only if my humility gets to play as Pac-Man. I think, therefore, I am. I am. This is going to be one of those things where I make them, and then I go back to the first ones and go, oh, they suck. Mood. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna, before I get any farther, I'm gonna just duplicate that so that when I do future ones, I will have the arm placement correct, or at least in a comfortable spot. It's too big compared to the other arm. Listening to early stuff you edited, cringing out of your skin. Exactly, like, and it's not that you go, I hate what I've done. What the hell did I do? Oh, that's okay. It's not that you go, I hate what I've done, it's that you hate what you've done compared to what you've learned about it. Right? You're like, I've learned to do this better, and then you look back on the old stuff and you're like, ugh. What was past me thinking? Like, especially with the trick here is the head placement. Because the head placement is really off without a neck, and they definitely don't have necks, and it definitely looks correct without a neck. But you don't get that center stem to work off of. Challenge. Artist has to say nice things about their previous work, difficulty possible. You can't, because you will look back on it and go, like, I learned a better technique, or I could have done this better, or I could have fixed this, that, or the other thing. And, like, that's normal. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I did XYZ in a different / worse way. You learned from your past stuff. Some stuff you just look at and go, oh, this is actually bad because you were learning. But, like, yeah, or even I should redraw this. Yeah, like, I felt that about a lot of things. At the time that I drew most of my art, I didn't hate it. Like, you hate your stuff because it's kind of like hating your teenage self. Like, honestly. Like, you look back on your teenage self and you go, oh, God, who was... It's the same thing with art, because you're looking at a stage of growth. Like, you look at a period of awkward growth and you go, oh, God, And that's normal. But as long as you can be constructive about it and be like, I could do this, that, and the other thing better, that's not so bad either. If you're just gonna sit there and hate on your work, then, like, for no good reason, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, the edited one. I'm stupid and didn't even say hi to you. Hello. Do what I do. Prinny, does this suck? No, she has spoken. Yeah, exactly. Every so often, Volk will be like, is this terrible? And I'm like, it's a masterpiece, you asshole. No. Of course not. There's a video of someone Sonic OC giving Amp a physical body for chaos reasons, and him immediately collapsing from guilt and begging for it to be taken back. I appreciate people with a highly eclectic collection of interests because that way shit like that happens. Yeah. You hear this, but I do not listen. I know. Ugh. Your teenage self was nasty, like literally. Fortunately I wasn't nasty in the shower department, but I worked at a grocery store, so I would come home with like 12 packs of Coke and pumpkin pie. Not 12 packs of pumpkin pie, which would be great, but that was most of my diet, and my parents weren't terribly on the whole like, you should brush your teeth bandwagon at the time. So I was just kind of allowed to be gross in that way, and my teeth suffered for it. So my room was an absolute disaster. I was addicted to an MMO and the better for you kind of Coke. So it was like, eck. But also like the stuff we were drawing, like we were growing through stuff, going through stuff. Like art was more of an outlet back then. So like, of course I drew some stuff that's just like, what was I thinking? Man stabbing himself. What I was thinking was, I am a teenager and everything hurts. But you look back on it now and you're like, ooh. Like, we all had those times. Coke addiction minor. You grew out your hair back then and just didn't take care of it. Been growing it out for years now? Heck yeah. Some stuff you just kind of gotta learn that way. You don't feel bad about your teenage self being highly incompetent in many ways because you didn't know what you were doing and because you're not them anymore. Yeah, exactly. We can all look back. The good news is, like, if you can look back on your teenage self and be like, oh, that was terrible, I did X, Y, and Z wrong. You know that because you know how to do X, Y, and Z right now. Like, you can only point out that something is done wrong, either because it's on fire, or because you know how to do it right. Like, you gotta realize when you can see those problems, it's probably because you now recognize them as the problems they are, whereas back then you couldn't see them. I was terrible back then. I was annoying. I was obnoxious. I didn't take care of stuff. I mean, the only thing I've taken care of, like, consistently throughout my whole life is my video gaming stuff, because people kept breaking that on me. Like, I have so many broken controllers because other people, like my sister especially, would just get mad and break them. So it became a real habit for me to, like, take really good care of that stuff, which is why I have all of my consoles working in good condition. Vaweewa! Hi, Vaweewa! No, you! 21 months, oh my god. I love you, Vaweewa, it's so good to see you. Looking back at how you used to be and going, ew, is called growth. There you go, thank you. Well said. You're supposed to be annoying and obnoxious as a teenager. That's what it's for, yeah. And there's a lot of people out there who will look at teenagers and just be like, ew, how dare they? They should not. And it's like, no, this is the only time that they can, and you should forgive them. Yes, they are obnoxious. No, I do not want to be around them. Yes, they should be allowed to grow like this, away from me. Like, no, I want nothing to do with teenagers. They're terrible. But I was one, and had I not been given the chance to leave the house and be obnoxious somewhere else, I don't know what would have happened. My parents probably would have killed me. And this is why, fellows, that malls are useful and arcades are useful, and we should bring back teenage spaces where they can hang out and not bother anyone. You've gotten a reflex when looking at someone from childhood, mid to late teens in videos on the internet and just going, man, I hope they're doing okay. Yeah, because, like, nowadays teenagers do dangerous stuff. At least, and I mean, I'm sure people were doing dangerous stuff when we were kids, but nobody knew about it. We weren't showing it to the world. Like, nowadays they're filming themselves doing dumb shit, and it's like, are y'all doing okay? Like the Tide Pod thing, and the cinnamon thing, like, they're all out there going, hey world, watch me nearly get owned by myself, and it's like, y'all need to chill. Please. Please don't. Like, it's scary. Of course you're worried if they're doing okay. You probably just watch them almost die. Yeah, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Your parents didn't know you kids were out in the woods with swords. There's no way they didn't know, right? Especially because I feel like there's no way they weren't out there having sword fights. Right? They wouldn't buy us lightsaber toys, so they were like, here's some paint, go find a stick. And we did! We had really, really long rubber bands that we would put on the sticks, like long ways. So you'd have the stick and it would have like one or two little blips coming off, and you'd put the rubber band right here. So that when you swung it and it caught the wind, it would go like, like it would wow. And those were our lightsabers. We had rubber bands and sticks with paint. But we only had green paint, so everybody was Luke. But we had fun, dang it. We were having a good time. My mom had to have known we were out there hitting each other with sticks, and she was probably happier, maybe. Her crowning achievements were skipping all of high school. She'll never not brag about it, and I'm like, that answers questions. You're not allowed to tell me not to go hit people with sticks. Pretty sure your parents would have let us go to the woods for sword fights. Would not have let you go to the... Oh, you were using real steel... Okay, hang on. There's a difference. Why were you... Where did you get them? Where did you get real steel swords? In the 10 to 20 years between them being children and us being children, the lead paint and trauma caught up with them and they forgot almost murdering each other, right? They were letting you buy swords off the internet? Dumb photog teen moment, being in a public parking lot, jousting in your shitty Pontiac Grand Prix. Yeah, like... I feel like we had to be allowed to do that dumb stuff. We had to get some of that out of our systems. Copies of Real Steel on Blu-ray. Yeah, like... I think a lot of being a teenager is like, it's trial and error. Like, you get to try out life, and you find a lot of errors in your judgment. Like, you have to be allowed to do dumb stuff, because otherwise you'll grow up and still be doing the dumb stuff. And then you become Florida Man, I guess. Doing the dumb. Like... doing dumb shit and learning not to do... Exactly! It's a real learning experience, because when you're... Like, realistically, when you're, like, 2, you run into a door, you probably won't do it again. Like, all of your life until you're, like, 25 is running into stuff and being like, oh, I should not do that again. It's just that when you become a teenager, you get a little bit more freedom to run into more dangerous and different doors. So you're like... You've moved away from, like, the safety of, like, being a 2-year-old and being only able to walk a cool 5 feet away from your parents to, like, someone in my vicinity has a vehicle and they're willing to drive me somewhere that I can jump off of a tall rock and learn my lesson the hard way. Like, we need those moments. We really do. And it's stupid, but we need them. So that's your cousin who ran around a kitchen, sliced his head open on a kitchen cabinet somehow, free-flowing blood, and kept running around without a care. Does your cousin not have pain receptors? Though sometimes you can cut yourself good enough you won't notice. Teen Ryu did so much dumb stuff. I bet. And, like, that needed to happen. You've got a lot of stories of things that needed to happen. You were never a really crazy stuff doer. You were always the more mature one going, yeah, I'm not doing this stuff. Yeah, I was a lot like that. I was the designated driver who didn't drive. I was probably the designated, like, call a doctorer. I was the one behind the camera while my friends were drop-kicking each other. I still have those videos. Like, I let my friends learn the hard way. Because it didn't look like fun to me. So I was just like, I'll film it. I had the camera. You get let out into the world with sonic spikes to run into and you learn just don't lose speed. You lose all your rings blood. Yeah. Wildest thing was like joining a group of friends walking through the drive-thru at Taco Bell as a joke. I think there was an instance where the car broke down, shortly, it was like, it broke down like in the parking lot or in the drive-thru and we had to walk up to the window and be like, car's over there, can we just get our burgers? Like, I think we got like legitimately stuck. I miss the days of being, less responsible and getting a 20-piece every day on the way home. And then realizing 20 years later that the guy behind the counter was actually, like, a real creep and not just being nice. He would give me, like, Happy Meal toys if I kissed him on the cheek. He was, like, 40. I was a teenager. I was, like, 16. And I was like, he's just a nice guy! Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is really... Ooh. I think there was a point where we found out he got fired later and we were like, oh no, that's terrible. I'm like realizing why. I'm realizing why now. I didn't care at the time. I didn't know better and I wanted my little stuffed Jack Sparrow. Like, so the things you exactly, Diggy. You learn. You live and you learn. You learn about more stuff than yourself when you're a teenager. Sometimes you learn things about other people. Moosin! This might be too far of a turn. Yeah. Because that mouth looks like it's good placement. We'll move that eye a bit. I just gotta remember that, oh, there's Bing Bonch again. The eyes and the mouth are not very far from each other, so... I need... There. Hope you're doing good today, Moosin. If 3 people respond to Moosin before he can all cap someone, he has to grant us a wish. The wish is his presence. You're in your 20s, but you do play a Lalafell, so wait, I missed the first half of something. Someone you used to hang out with on 14 who just seemed to meme a lot and copy your outfits. They had their computer seized and were arrested because of, oh! Yeah. A friend of mine got his computer seized because he never looked at the files that were in the torrents he was downloading. He was not... He's not computer savvy, even in the slightest. Like, at all. So he would download movies. And he'd be like, yeah, I got the new Batman. And we were like, bro, it shouldn't be 30 gigs. And the internet was like, or the FBI was like, that's because there's 30 gigs of other stuff in this. And the FBI was watching. They were on to him. Like, he was very clearly followed by a van for a while. And they would, like, come to our apartment and follow him and see, like, who was distributing, and it was him. And they found out it was him, and we were fortunately safe, because I think they realized that it would come from our connection sometimes, but it would stop when he would go home. Glad it was unwitting at least. I would be saddened to learn that was a lie, and it is not worth questioning hard enough. Like, there's some points where you're like, this is my friend and I would like to trust them, because otherwise I would be devastated. So, as far as I'm concerned, that is the truth, and I will never find the real answer. But he only just recently got allowed on smartphones, like a couple years ago. He got around it by, having his mom's iPad, like, she was allowed to have devices because it wasn't her problem. They took all her stuff too, but they probably looked at it and went, oh yeah, this is just old people stuff and pictures of giraffes, you're cool. Alright. So see, this already looks like a Misa that's looking like she wants to eat a mushroom. I think that's good. Sorry, I know I flip the canvas a lot, but it's way better on my hand if I do. See, I like these streams. We talk about all kinds of weird stuff on them. How's the arting going? It's going good. We're learning that peak people have weird anatomy. And I feel like I need to move the body on this one, which is gonna be weird. Because, like, the head doesn't feel centered right. So I'm gonna... Like, now that I've got the face on there, I'm like, that don't look right. This looks right. So we'll fix the arm again. Bing Bonch. Diggy also suggested that we do Bing Bong variants instead, and I think he's onto something, because Bing Bonch, Bing Bonch is fantastic. I think we might really need to, like, explore this. Don't you like it? Do you like it, Boncha? You're like, what's up, man? Doesn't he look like he's gonna, like, come waddling in out of your, like, Happy Meal? You doing, Hayden? Yeah, like, he's great and terrible all at the same time. Like, there's such a big part of me that's like, we can explore that concept more, and we can explore this one more in the future, but we need to make some bing bongs. Like, the more I look at that bing bonch, the more I'm like, Let's just go in that direction today. Misa can eat this mushroom another time. Boy, do you have a story when you get home? Heck yeah, please. Just to check. Do I have music playing? I do. Can y'all not hear it? It's on, there is, yes. It's kind of low. I have it lower than I did last time, but I brought it up a bit. I'll turn it up. I just turned it up a little bit, like. This song is kind of quiet, but you can hear it a bit. Yeah, I usually have trouble with people's music too, so I get it. Did it end up too loud for those of y'all who can hear it? Like, is Bancha having a me moment? Because usually I'm the one who can't hear anybody's music, and I'm like, well, I guess I just suffer this. After this song, I will put on a bit of a louder one. And we'll see if you can hear it. Fine at both volumes? Okay. Okay, cool. Because, yeah, last time I had it up a bit louder, but I thought I balanced it out for this time as well. Because, like, last time I had it turned up in Spotify and down in OBS, and so when I turned it down in Spotify, I thought I had turned it up a little bit more in OBS. The sizes look right on both of these, but the gap between the eye and the thingy are not good enough. You just thought it was a quieter song for the last. It was. It's like, because the lo-fi stuff is a lot different volume than, like, the other stuff. So I thought that might be why. But I'll put on something with more, like, inherent volume after this song. Yeah, that's me thinking about eating a mushroom. That's looking right. I wish y'all had said something sooner. I didn't know you couldn't hear it. I should have also asked, because I always do it for gore this time. Makes you wonder if your ears have the gain too high. I don't know. Maybe you have good hearing. Maybe I don't have good hearing. There was definitely music until recently. Okay. Feel like you're some cave-dwelling mutant. People can't hear stuff, and I'm like, really? Yeah, I am the same way, sort of. You can talk to me, and I'll be like, what? But then if somebody, like, explodes 6 miles over, I'll be like, oh my god, did you hear that? I'm not gonna count my, my accidental eavesdropping skill. That's trauma-born. That's not good hearing. That's me being, that's my body shutting off other receptors to listen to people, because more often than not there used to be things worth things to hear. Sometimes brain doesn't process lots of music when in convo. That's fair, yeah. Also, probably because the frequency ranges. Yeah, probably. Alright, now that one is over, let me Let me grab one that has volume to it. Oh, but this song slaps. But this one will have actual volume to it. It'll pick up in just a moment. I'll turn it up in OBS because it fights with the alerts now. Hi, Javier! This song picks up in like 10 seconds. Explodes 6 towns over. What kind of Dragon Ball ass region do you live in that happens? I live with Mr. Fireball! I live with It's Wizard Time! What? Stuff is always exploding 6 towns over. I keep thinking maybe having the shoulder in front is better. Misa's gonna be the hardest one, I think. Because Misa has, like, bare shoulders. Like, I can't get away with, like, poofy sleeves like this little man has. Yes, Ryusei, I don't care about the TNT factory I'm in. I said cast Fireball, Shining Heart. Exactly. He didn't ask how room the big. Frollo, that's dangerous. You sure you want to be, like, within range of being... You know what? If he stops to teach you, there will be nothing left. I'm tempted to make Misa looking at this like, I could eat it. She doesn't drool, but, like, she looking at that mushroom like, yeah. What you should teach him is something that ain't Fireball. Now you understand why the tower is floating in space. Yeah, it used to be part of a mountain. Everything around it is gone now. These little dudes don't have eyebrows, do they? Nope. Okay. So let's get bunny ears in here. That means y'all missed a long fall earlier. Rip. You can give Ryusei Warlock levels. That means Eldritch Blast. Yeah. Also, when something explodes 6 towns over, it becomes 5 towns over because the 6th town no longer exists. It's a shame I'm so angry at FF15. It has good music. I miss those kids. I don't miss anything that went on in the writing those kids were a part of. But the writing for them was good. Yeah, follow Misa. This is Misa. She wants to eat a mushroom. I will drink in just a minute. I just want to get this ear in the right spot. There we go. I should have had her holding Bing Bonch. That's what I should have done, just her holding him up. And that could be your Fugi Boncha. Your Fugi could be Bing Bonch, while being held by Misa. It's not too late to make this not Misa. This could be Hepper. Yeah. Gonna save that in case I change my mind, but yeah, this'll be Hepper now. Lion King Bing Bonch. Yoden, hi! Thank you! I'm exploring it today because I wanted to make some reactions. It's good to see you! And yes, I will save. Hi, Mino. And Figwing. Hello. And Jing! My goodness, lots of people all at once. Yeah! I knew you'd recognize that. You and Prolo, probably. We're gonna... Yeah. I'm gonna finish Who Is Now Hesper, and then I'm gonna flesh out Bing Bonch. We'll bring back this one and we'll have forward-facing Misa, but holding Bing Bonch. Yeah, it's Bing Bonch. So let's get these in here. God, now I have to get her tiara thing. Her crown. Not sure you can identify which game specifically, since it's... this one I grabbed from Zilia because the files are there. I had considered digging in Grace's for it, but I had already found it in Zilia's files before, so I just knew where to look. Because I was like, I should do a save redeem. At least the files are easy to find. They're not! They're not. Some of them are. Some of them are. It took a minute to find the, like, generic stuff file. Like, the common stuff. Like the menu pips, or like stuff that gets used in every map as opposed to just some. Hello, Strap. Did you know FromSoft revealed that Estus flasks in their hit Dark Souls games actually contain Pilk? This has been fun, false as a strap. I mean, that would explain why they don't feel like they heal enough. Because you're secretly still dying while you drink them. But before I forget, Yoden, I hope you're feeling a little bit better today. I know you had to cancel earlier. I hope you're feeling at least a little bit rested, even though you had to cancel. I have been there before. I am a chronically tired little thing. I'll do the antennae that I'm erasing in a second. Normally I do this stuff on different layers, but not today! The common stuff. Okay, Richard, just you shut up. You know what I mean, though. Pork loin is oiled, seasoned, and in the crock pot. Yes! Hell yeah. Thank you. I heard the tinfoil and I was like, oh, okay. Did you check to see if the celery is still good? By any chance? To use as a pork holder upper? If not, it's fine. I just am curious since I mentioned it yesterday and I was like, oh, that sounds a great idea. Did not? Okay. Richard, you think you mean Tiger Festival? Yeah. Literally hearing that sound made you want to play any Tales games. Go grab Zillia. I know there are a lot of problems with it, but I have not had any of those problems on PC myself. And they also did do some fixes. They released a patch last week. I have been plugging away at Zillia since it came out, and I'm having a blast. I think I'm just about ready to finish the first story. I started with Mila, but there was a lot of stuff I wanted to do before finishing the story, like side quests and stuff. Because I'm going for all achievements, because I like it. In love with the Tales game. Could also just grab Zillia off your game shelf. Yeah, you could. And it would work just as well. Wonder if they fixed the issues on Switch yet? I don't know. I only saw the patch release for PC. I'm really upset that the Switch version is that bad. For you and everyone else, I hate that. You deserve better, all of you. I'm not very good at drawing spheres. This is also a little weird. YouTube had actually recommended me a Christmas mix of Ocarina of Time music, and I was like, how nice! And then none of it was actually Christmassy, it was just Link in a red tunic with a little Christmas tree picture, and I was like, that's less interesting. I had interest in the idea of Zelda Christmas music until it was just Zelda with a Christmas tree. Bummed it doesn't work better on Switch too. Me too. Is anyone else having bugs with chat? Normally, the Goron tunic is just red. It's more festive than the green one, I guess. I guess it kind of looks more Santa-y. This doesn't look as good as I thought it might. Let's go back a few here. The problems I have been having with chat is that people will respond to chatters that don't show up for me. Whether they're restricted or not, because I know sometimes restricted chatters don't show up. But I've seen it in, chats that I mod in where I would see those. And people are just like, hi! And it's like, who are you talking to? Hi, Lily! Welcome in. You literally just updated Twitch, so maybe it's new issues? It could be. Thank you. The Twitch app is known to add new bugs as if they were features. I didn't realize that didn't have a cooldown on it. Thought it had like a 5-minute cooldown. But I just hit it. Like, add new bugs. This isn't grounded. Well, they should be grounded for how many bugs are in it. Didn't see if it redeemed. Yeah, it's that little sound. I know these are supposed to be gems that are, like, stuck to the crown, but they look a little bit less stupid this way. Yeah, there we go. Maybe? Maybe? I feel like that definitely needs to be a different angle, but not that one. I should probably take a moment to, like, stop and stretch my hand, or at least just not for a moment. There we go. Oh. It's a shame I can't have the save command just actually hit the save hotkeys, but at the same time, that would probably make it explode. Because sometimes it, like, decides to do the recovery save at the same time, and it's like, please don't. The recovery save tends to, like, freeze everything. Because it's like, this needs to happen right now! And I'm like, okay. Okay. In hindsight, I probably should work on a promo for Friday, but I don't know that I want to draw everybody in, like, lethal stuff. Alright. Let's... I realized that didn't seem like a very long rest period, but it felt like 300 years.
Bug juice!
Y'all are gonna make me explode with water. Thank you. Give me a moment. I should turn this down on the list up there. Oh, one more. There we go. Oh, where is... Hold on, where's Squonk? Get down. There we go. Realizing that my model was, like, on top of all the alerts. We stuff with the dolly. I'm gonna just sploosh splorsh. I'm gonna just be like a water balloon. I know you meant Lethal Company, but my mom went to Lethal League. I don't know what Lethal League is. Oh, actually, that is what I want. It probably would have just felt pointless or weird to do a whole promo for one thing. I was at least able to make a huge deal out of the, like, Zelda thing when I did promo, but I don't know. This doesn't feel like as big of a deal as, like, how big of an event the Zelda Jump King thing was. It's the same thing we did this time of year last year. I'm excited, though. We haven't played Lethal in a hot minute. There, I think that might honestly be enough head detail to keep the style. I think. Tough to say. I've definitely played Lethal since Repo came out, but it's way less often than we used to play it. So let's see, we definitely want... Oh, that's why. Like, the scout band. Like, we want... And I suppose everybody could put their own badges on these. That would be cool. I kind of figured we would at the very least have these on them. Go from there. I miss Repo too. I know they've added a lot of stuff to it, but we haven't... We wanted to set up a mod pack, and I know we got at least like a couple of really cool things, but we haven't gone back to it since. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I also just am excited for Yap Yap. Whenever that comes out, expect a lot of Yap Yap. I'm very excited for it. Like, imagine a fighting game, instead of beating each other up directly, you keep hitting a baseball to send it careening through the arena, getting faster and faster with each hit until one player... I would lose at that immediately. I'm terrible at it. It sounds like fun. Soon we have bikes in Repo? Oh my god. Repo cart sooner than you think. Oh my god. That sounds very silly. The problem I had with Repo was that it didn't seem like there was nothing we could do about all of the hazards, like, until Bancha bought a gun in any given run, we were really a lot more helpless than we should have been. And granted, I don't know if that's on us, but that is what it felt like, and it kinda sucked. Okay, so she's got her little moon, 2 thingies. Sounds like tennis with extra steps. It does sound fun, but like, yeah. I like tennis. I'm bad at tennis. Yeah, until Bancha bought a gun. Because, like, Bancha was really good at shooting dudes. So he would always end up being the one who, like, would grab the gun. And so it was like, There's a guy coming, where's Bancha? But that was the only time we could ever take anything out and, like, defend ourselves. And it got really troublesome because after a while we just couldn't make any progress. And while I know that's kind of the point, yeah, and then your gun would go flying away and no one would be able to find it because you got killed in a weird way in a weird room somewhere. I know that, like, your progress being stopped is the point of the enemies, and, like, the point of the game is that it is difficult, but at the same time, it's incredibly discouraging to keep playing a game if you don't win at least sometimes. Like, the whole reason we're using a different mod pack on Friday, is solely because on the mod pack we're using, besides stuff apparently being buggy and deprecated, we couldn't make any progress. We couldn't make it through even one trip. And after a while, you're just playing a game about dying, so you start not caring about scrap because you're just gonna get killed. So, like, the point of the game itself gets lost when you're just getting killed repeatedly. It becomes less fun. Like, I don't mind getting 5 stages deep and then losing everything to silliness, as much as I really mind, like, not being able to make an inch of forward progress. And that's like what a lot of repo feels like, and Yap Yap has that problem too. For as much fun as Yap Yap is, it is exactly that problem where, like, it needs balancing. I think you're meant to be extremely helpless in that game, but it needs some balancing to the point where you can actually get out of situations, because we can't progress. It's just a brick wall, and that loses a lot. And then you also don't get to see the rest of the game. Like, y'all clearly built more assets into this, and, like, there's gonna be more wands and spells and enemies and stuff, and, like, we're never gonna see them. With the way the game is structured and balanced right now, you'll never see them. Period. No matter how good you are. Especially because 90% of the time, we don't live long enough to actually find the extraction point. We didn't even know there was one until we found it. Which is fine, I guess, but also doesn't feel great. So I'm really hoping that Yap Yap comes out with some balance. I will be playing it regardless because it was extremely fun. But I think you have to let your players win sometimes. This has been my TED Talk. You're reasonably good at surviving in repo, but you also just suck at getting stuff to the extraction points. Yeah, I always get lost. We had a really nice mod that kept the map on screen, and that really helped me a lot. And I know that's part of the quote-unquote difficulty intended, but, like, bruh, I'm stupid. I need the map. I need the map in the corner, dude. You always question games that actively try to make the player helpless. Yeah, like, there is fun in difficulty, but you have to feel like it's worth it. Like, your players are not going to want to continue
Splish.
if it feels like they will never succeed. I'm trying desperately to remember how Esper's sleeves work. I can't. Give me, like, 2 seconds. I remember 90% of her outfit, but I'm like, how do her shoulders work again? Where are you, Hepper? This'll have to do. I don't know where the rest of the turnaround I have is on here. It's somewhere, but it's not here. I also just realized the head and feet are the proper way in this because it's meant to be a back view, but the hands are still backwards. Mana, you forgot the hands. A challenge without at least some sense of I can do this makes it so much easier to give up. Yeah, it feels pointless. You feel like you're not going to make it, so why should you waste your time? Obligatory mention of Silk Song. Yeah. Short-haired heifer. It's just to show the back of her outfit. It's for breath. Heifer looks great with short hair too. Yeah, I'd love to see her with like actual short hair. So yeah, it doesn't go to where I was drawing it. It would be about here-ish, which actually makes it look quite nice. I want to see like short-haired heifer. I know she doesn't like it, but I know she mentioned yesterday that she'd like to see how it looks, like on her model, not on herself. Yeah, I didn't notice it until now either. I was like, that works, and then I looked at the hands and went, uh-oh. Yeah, pixie cut. Meba. See, I was gonna start with Misa, and then I was like, wait. Then we created the monstrosity known as Bing Bonch. And here we are. This needs to be over a little bit, so like there. I'm so... We're gonna draw Bing Bonch. He should be an emote. An emote of Bing Bonch. Obligatory watch King Oger. We need to continue King Oger, like in the server. King Oger's so good. I love having an unhinged Red Ranger. You have no idea. He's such a breath of fresh air. Normally we have our little, like, righteous do-gooders like, I'm so great, everything's great, I'm gonna save the world. And then we have Gira, who is absolutely unhinged, going, no, I'm actually going to be evil. Because y'all think you're doing good, therefore I will be the evil. Wahaha. And he's just... Ugh, Gira is such a treasure. Pretend you never saw them, you're so... It's fine. It's not like that's an official ref sheet or anything. Like, I didn't even remember that picture existed. I didn't even see the forward-facing one in my files. I have the 3D turnaround. I just don't have it on this computer, apparently. Which is weird. Don't be embarrassed. I'm not judging. I don't think anybody here is. I drew a whole picture once and sent it to a friend and was like, check this out. And he was like, that's great. She got 2 left hands. And I looked and I was like, ah! It happens. He was like, this picture is awesome, but honey, you gotta, you should look at her hands. I was like, crap. I miss him. I hope he's doing okay. We haven't talked in a long time. You were drawing some art for Zoe's 7th anniversary and you saw her hand drew her hand like 4 times thinking, this doesn't seem right, before you realized you were drawing it backwards. Exactly. Sometimes you're like, there's the duality. You're like, this just feels off. And then you're like, this is amazing! And you realize you've drawn 2 left hands. There's like no in between. A lot of this stuff will get fixed in post, as it were. Pretty sure there's like Is the star on top or bottom? Look away. Oh, there's the front. There we go. The star's on the bottom. Got it. Wrong one. So I don't need to worry about it. I knew it was that face. I just have this intuition when y'all get this face. I'm like, it's that one, isn't it? Yep. She does feel weird without her hair, though. Yeah. I don't know. This face just, it was in my brain. I was like, yeah, that would be a good face, but I didn't really know what face it was. I've seen it before as, the serious man face. Just this is a serious dude. That'll go off after the face thing. And honestly, if it has darker, more horrifying meaning, I don't know it. Ryu had a name for it when he saw it. I don't know what it is. The barrel will go off after that. You're queuing him up. You're queuing him up. They go like that, don't they? Same deal. Me wishing I could find the dang turnaround now. So, no, okay, I think. They go like this. There we go. Fix this shape here. Yeah. Has the redeem always been spelled incorrectly? No. I had to remake it 6 times. Because I would make it I had to remake it from Biku in Mix It Up. And then somehow in Mix It Up, it existed in Mix It Up and not on the website anymore. So y'all couldn't have redeemed it. So I had to delete it and fix it again. Now I have to go fix it because that'll bother me. I can't type, is what it comes out to. Thank you. Fixed. Barley. Yeah. Here's where I find out that changed it in Mix It Up, and I have to fix it. There we go. Okay. It had to reach out to Twitch and be like, "Excuse me?" There, now it should work. Got a big cue ready, thanks. The golly and the bleep are gonna... Oh my goodness. It's gonna just be a cacophony of noises. Brace yourselves. So... Like this. Probably. Thank you, Volk. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, thank you. I will make sure I save that on this computer later, because ARG. I am a buffoon.
It's a barrel!
Did it...
Golly! Bug juice!
Did it not do the reveal of the truth? Or had it been 4 minutes and I didn't even notice? Was he shy? Did he not come out? I'm smaller than usual. I did not see him. It was up there? Okay. I expected to look up and see him, and then all the stuff went off, and I was like, either I've lost track of time, or it didn't go off. Okay. Oh, that's right. That would clear up the space back there right away. Just give her some... There. There. Perfect. There's a heifer. She gonna eat that mushroom. Oh, I missed a spot on stuff. I missed a detail.
Mvuip.
Moo. I like how it sounded like you went, mooey. Like you were, actuallying it.
His teeth.
Steve. There we go. Welcome home, Moosin. Hi, Meeba. It was a good time. We gotta get you back up this way. It is. It's the Game Grumps Denny and Arnold. Okay. Actually... Did I really... And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Most of which are murder. Let's get our volume back to normal. There we go. Hiya, cat. Welcome in. Good to see you. Did I really not save, like, the initial... I have to resize that one because I'm a fool. I am, okay. That's fine. We'll slide it back over and re-embiggen it. It'll look like ass. But that's fine. Actually, it's not fine. Because I want the heads to be the same size. We'll have to figure it out. It's fine, I'll just redo the body. We will start anew. Oh, we forgot to get Bing Bonch out of baby jail. There you go. We gotta keep Bing Bonch around. Low-key one of the best Star Fox tracks. Oh, 100%. Alright, so... we actually do...
Finally in free.
We probably do want the, You're free! Omnibot? Please? Did I just not hear it? Maybe I just didn't hear it. Did it not go off? Oh, it did? Okay, it's just quiet for me then. I didn't hear it, I just saw the message and I was like, hello? But hooray, you're free! That's great. This pleases me. Gosh, it's 5:05 already. Absolutely wild. How you doing, Bompa? I looked, I checked out, the Kickstarter to see how it was going last night, because I hadn't checked in a minute, and it looks like it's doing fantastic. I'm so happy for y'all. It's really nice to see, like, it kind of taking off on its own. Like, I follow, some webcomic creators, unsurprisingly, and it's nice to see them posting about it and going, I hope it succeeds. Like, y'all really have something special that people want, and that's exciting. You went free because you freed Bing Me from jail. Oh, that's fair. I thought you meant like you were free from, your usual work meeting. Yeah, it's cool, and seeing all the art of Penelope is great too, which is a fantastic name for her, by the way. I don't know if anybody in here has a webcomic of their own, but if you do, you should check out Comics Cleric, because hosting webcomics actually kind of sucks. And it doesn't have to. It looks like fantastic framework. Think of something like, if I'm understanding it correctly, I haven't read the full blurb, so please excuse me if I'm a little bit off. something akin to, like, WordPress that you would install on your host and use to run your webcomic through. Except for it doesn't suck like WordPress did. WordPress was a bitch to set up, and I don't recommend it to anybody. It was great for what it could do, but yeah, basically we can help you host for a fair but small fee. Fair, yeah. You like the puns? Yeah. You would. Because I had every intention of doing a webcomic for the longest time, but I could never... There was a lot of things involved. I had a website hosting for everything. I was really ready for it, but I was never ready to make the comic itself exist. I was really more excited about building the infrastructure and stuff. I didn't have the discipline or the wherewithal to sit down and, like, really crank out the comic itself. I didn't have the patience to sit down and draw it, especially not daily, so, like, it didn't end up working out. But for my brief time with WordPress, it was a pain in the ass and had updates, which is great, like, every day. Like, it's good that they were updating it, but every single time I was out of date, and they were like, this, that, and the other thing doesn't work anymore, and you have to spend an hour installing the update. And it was like, you know what, this sucks, actually. And it kept breaking, like, constantly. So yeah, it's not great. Something about the hands feels off, and I can't figure out what. Is it just, like... Is it just that they don't feel right? I'm trying to figure out what about the way the hands and arms are working doesn't feel right. Foreshortening on already strange anatomy is weird. I don't remember adding this to my liked. Maybe I misclicked. Not that this is a bad song, I just don't... It doesn't need to be in my liked. Oop. Okay, so is this the story? Okay. So if peeps didn't know, I'm an appliance mechanic. I fix machines and general upkeep of my building. I didn't know that. That's awesome. And if I have heard it before, I have forgotten, or I have streamer brain. Take your pick. So on Monday, I got told one of the kitchen kettles is down. Not the biggest problem, because they have two, but still I gotta fix it. Found the problem, a resistor on the control board blew. Got the part I needed, swapped the board, job done, right? Wrong, kettle still isn't lighting, so you grab your electrical guy and spend 2 hours testing things. Lucid is typing. Yeah, I think that might... Yeah, I think that's part of it. They don't look grippy enough. They're a little close together, and I might have to slide them apart. I think that might be the next hurdle. The unfortunate part is there's no way to do that symmetrically with ease, so... Yeah, okay. So that's good. I'm gonna do this in case I screw up. And we're just gonna remove these and we're gonna start again. What we need to do, I think, we need to put Bing Bonch in here to be, or at least, you know, a placeholder. So there's the boy. I keep seeing that wall of text and thinking, oh, I haven't read that when I have. I'm just waiting on part 2. Give us part 2! Is that the right size comparison? I guess so, looking at the bing bong behind him there. Yeah, me too, Potate. Welcome in. Bring it out just a little bit more, a little bit wider. I have the right shape for it, right? Like that? Feels right, but... The only time that bong has ever been in one of my searches. Okay, yeah, he just looks like a little bean. His eyes are farther apart and weirder than I drew, but... Oh, he doesn't have little shoes. I remembered him having little shoes. I knew the hat, but I didn't include it because Boncha doesn't have a little hat. I also have the beak facing the wrong way, but it's fine. Okay. We'll keep that up for later. Moose and type faster, man. God, ooh. You're definitely not mommy's little typing boy. Type through the laughter! I can hear you right now going, damn it, Prin! Let's stand up and get rid of that. If I can. Hush, you have character limits. You have no limit of character. He's mommy's little pocket boy. He has pockets that might fit a keyboard, but not a whole PC set up to practice typing. That is not true! We have seen some of the things Graham has put in those pockets. Okay. Nothing comes back wrong after the testing, and we still don't have an operational kettle. You're checking the spark plug igniter, you're checking the spark module, you're checking the current going to the gas valve, nothing. So you go over to the other kettle and double check your order of operations. Then you notice there was no pilot flame on the down kettle, which is weird because electrically everything was fine. And you were really hoping to not crack open the gas lines and replace a valve. Lucen could do the funniest thing and just not finish part 2. Oh god, no, no, no! I would have to heckle him about it next time we played King's Quest. Yeah, it's a trilogy! We all have to continue waiting. That's another thing I gotta get back to. That's not right. There we go. Okay. We need... I need to bear in mind that they just don't have, like, normal hands. They don't have wrists. Patiently waiting for what we hope is the final part of this trilogy. It might not even be. Okay, but giving them a little bit of a palm is fine. That feels normal. But giving them anything that makes their arms less like a sausage is not right. Then I get the idea. If there's no pilot flame and we have everything checking out electrically, is there a problem with the gas supply? You look over to the distribution panel and you see it. The fucking gas valve was closed. Ah! Now you might be saying, Moosin, why didn't you check that first? Because judgmental voice from nowhere, no one but me is supposed to touch that valve. That's fair. A quadrilogy. Yeah, if no one else is supposed to touch that, then of course you're not going to think to check it, because you didn't turn it off. There we go. Somehow that looks more normal than giving them a palm. Okay. There we go. But then who was phone? Yeah. As people who understand the reference would say, but where's the caveman? I don't know that reference, but everybody else does. Why am I getting so many DMs today? I'm very popular. Yeah, alright. Let's pull Bing Bong back up. We gotta get our little bean-shaped lad in here. Pepper, are you lurking? Not to call out lurkers, but you don't have to answer. Wasn't that I don't know, genuinely. I just said I don't know the reference, so I guess this is as good as mine. I do want to check something. Nani the fuck? Weird. So you go to the galley manager and ask if they can find out who touched my valve. So hopefully in the next few days you'll find out who did, because this valve isn't really accessible either. You have to put an effort and literally crawl behind the kettle to get to it. So you potentially get to ream one of the workers a new asshole, or possibly get them fired and ejected from the base for messing with hazardous materials. Core them like an apple! Core them like an apple! You know what to do! Definitely better core than Twilight. Wuzo! Hey, Wuzo! Hi! He's eating rice right now, holy crap! Hi, Ruzo, welcome in, everybody! You are eating rice, that's awesome! It's good to see you, welcome in! Hello, I'm Printers, the Hodmedod Modmedod. I'm 3 feet of felt fluff and fury! And today I'm drawing peak stuff. We were talking about doing peak reactives, so I figured I'd do kind of a study, and their anatomy is really weird. And we've got Bing Bonch, because Diggy suggested I draw everybody as Bing Bong instead, and I'm kind of, like, enjoying that idea. So Misa is going to be holding Bing Bonch here. We have Hesper, who wants to eat a mushroom. And that's where we're at. A valid... what? Hodmebot is being real weird today. I know Arya is currently doing co-working. I don't know if he's touching anything that should be affecting it, but Hodmebot's being a little bit of a weirdo today. Yeah, but isn't Bing Bonch so cute? He's like, hey, it's me. And you just squeeze him and he goes, don't do that.
Est weird stuff.
Huh? He just looks like he's gonna come stomping out of the 90s. Like, hey. When in doubt, blame Arya. No, we don't blame Arya. We blame Hodmebot. Like, Arya might be working on stuff, but I don't know. Yeah. You can't lock it open? That's gonna have violating every one of... oh. Ooh. That doesn't sound good. But yeah, I hope the Kaizo continued to go well. You're proud of Hodmebot regardless. I'm proud of him too. He tries. I hope the Kaizo went well. If you need to raid and run, if any of you need to raid run, get dinner, get a nap, a snack, whatever. You've apparently already got your rice, so... but still, feel free if you got to raid and run for any reason, Chatters or Ruzo. Now, do we want to make... like, do we want him to be as asymmetrical as... because Bing Bong has, like, he's got an eye here and an eye, like, over here. And I feel like having the hands in those spots would not be great. So I'm thinking we might want to keep with, like, the kind of symmetry that I gave him for fun. Maybe. You mean that somebody messed with this without following any of the appropriate procedures or doing anything that would let the appropriate people know? Yeah, they should have told you. I half expected you to say that the outlet or something that it was hooked into was bad, but, like, that's close enough. He's so tired. Poor little Hodmebot. And yeah, I've got I've got an eraser that doesn't care about symmetry rulers, which is super handy in very few situations. This is one of them.
Mutton! Fresh mutton!
Fresh mutton! Thank you for pressing the button and reminding everybody that there is indeed fresh mutton. Punctual. Hey, can you throw my job into the sun? I wish. I wish we could throw every job into the sun. Ew, Bing Bong has little fingers. I forgot about that. I forgot he has, like, actual little hands. I'm kinda gonna leave those, like, alone. I kinda like them not being creepy little hands for you to hold, yeah. I prefer them to be little, whatever you would call these. Look, if the scouts only have 3 weird fingers, so can Bing Bong. So you can see the lack of wedding ring because he was in a divorce. Oh no, but he misses his wife. Poor Bing Bong. I forgot about that. Oh, that's too big. There we go. I forgot about his wife. Siren! Siren, hi! Look, it's Bing Bonch. So good to see you, Siren. I hope you're doing good. Have we already hit the loop on this? I guess so. Hey, scroll wheel. Do you wanna... No? Okay, it works in everything but Spoofy. Got it. Doesn't say how long this is. Alright, we'll just change playlists. Sick, but okay. Please don't be sick. We need less of people being sick. I kind of like him having his little Sonic shoes. Hold Boncha gently like hamburger. Yeah, exactly. Like the Player 2 hamburger. There we go. And we'll... Oh, we gotta do that on this one. I feel like... There we go. They need to look a little bit sadder. Bing Bonch needs to look a little bit more sad. Speaking of Boncha being sad, though, he is happy to announce and you've already said this on Bisky and stuff. The dental surgery is happening next month. Everything y'all contributed is coming to fruition next month for Bancha. It's exciting. I'm so happy. How did I manage to give this big Banch so much life in like 3 seconds, whereas this one just kind of looks manufactured? Is it the beak? Maybe that needs help. Honestly, I'm surprised that the stuff on this playlist didn't end up on my, like, Wrapped for this year, because, like, this playlist gets miles. You're welcome! I hope you enjoys it. I also liked the silly little rhyme. Teethmas! Yes, Teethmas is gonna rule! I'm so excited. There we go. Something about that beak looks way more, exasperated. Yeah, he looks more like Ham Bunch. It's important you capture the subject. Every Teethmas the Tooth Fairy finds good little tanukis and takes all the teeth she's collected and makes them super teeth! And then shoves them into that deserving mouth. That's right. Super teeth. We all need some super teeth. It's been bothering me since I accidentally erased it. Bancha learned Super Fang. Yeah. He's a good Pokemon. Okay, we're gonna do this, but actually, I think what I should do, really, these seem a little far apart, huh? There we go. Oh, I have it set to the wrong thingy. There we go. I feel like these need to move down a smidge. Oh, that doesn't respect rulers, huh? Alright. That's good to know. I don't respect rulers either, but I need this thing too. Oh, it's set on minus. Ugh. Okay. One more time. When my ass can't be trusted. No rulers, become ungovernable, yeah. What's up, Siren? Begging y'all to help you not buy a Grookie from Build-A-Bear. Wait, there's a Grookie? I didn't know there was a Grookie. Did they already do Scorby? I didn't know there was a Grookie. I don't know that I can help you not do that, Siren. I think that little man needs a home. You did miss the Whooper. I also missed it. Is there a Yoshi Build-A-Bear? Like, how many things have I missed here? I mean, I think that little man needs a home. And I think who better than you, right? Hiya, Glass Turf. Welcome in. Always good to see your little bubble bobbles. Do you have a cave to store the Build-A-Bear? Yoshi, yeah, you need to build him a cave. It's important. I wanted to make sure none of these pings were important, and I saw the thing that LMD posted, and I'm like, ack? I also need a distraction so that I can stretch my hand for a minute without immediately going back to art, because it feels like 7 years in 3 seconds. If you could get a Yoshi, you would. You should. I wish there was one. What's the counterpoint?
Sploosh.
Counterpoint, I help you buy one. Ah, Fatagan! Yeah! Yes, let's have a drink. I still feel like the hands are covering up too much of Bing Bonch. They have a lot of them with PJs. They all seem to come with them. I have like a set of PJs that came with my my Leafeon, and I have no need to dress the little man. And I'm like, somebody's gotta have a dog that wants these. Dark Souls font rookies subsidized. Hell yeah. Nice. I will attempt to bring in the hands again later. I will focus on Miba's head first. I just feel like so much of his face is covered, and it doesn't look like a natural way to hold anything. Also, those look like Misa's ears, but they don't look good for this. They should look more bunny-y. Well, they do look bunny-y, but more cartoon bunny, I think. Eevee, Wooloo, Cubone, Sprigatito, Piplup, Yamper, Litten, Fuecoco, Munchlax. You're bad at this. This isn't the Pokerap at all. Bidoof, Scorbunny, Teddy Ursa, Pikachu, Sobble, Brookie, and Riolu. Damn, I missed Scorby. Wish you had the Lucario hoodie for your Riolu, but that's exclusive with the Charmander? Why? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Does Charmander want to be Lucario? I feel like it should definitely be an option to come with a little guy who's like, I want to dress up as my future evolution. Like, that would make sense. Why would, what? I need to speak to someone in marketing. Barrel. Do those look too close together? I wish I could, like, tell it to slide them apart.
Golly!
But that's the best I can do. A few seconds too early, sorry. I mean, of course Charmander wants to be the better Pokemon, yes, but, like, why doesn't Lucario want to be, like, his future? I don't understand. And I guess I never will. Weep. That's how it be. There. Okay, so what about Miba do we want to try and associate on the front? We don't need backwards heifer no more. Hmm. 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 It needs more, but like, I don't want to go too crazy with it because it's not meant to be high detail. But I want it to have at least a little bit. Es difícil. There, that looks amoeba-y. I shouldn't be doing this though, because I fully intend to try and get the hands better. But I want to see if I can make it look right. Amoeba's jacket. She should have the scout sash on, but it's going to be almost fully behind. Ampa. Hum hum hum. That's good enough for now. I think that looks enough like amoeba. Is that gonna? It is, okay. How did this Bing Bonch end up on a different layer? How did parts of Bing Bonch end up on a different layer? Oh, I know how. The beak and stuff are on another layer. Yeah, that's what it is. Everything that was asymmetrical got put on a different layer. But where is that layer? Oh, it's all the way up here. Whoops! Just gonna... There, I think that's quite cute. That's amoeba, yeah. I think that's amoeba. And I think I will do a Boncha if Boncha wants his own, but I think having you be Bing Bonch is funny as hell. We'll just do two overlaid Foogies at some point. Treat you as a pair. But it is about the time that I usually end anyway. I like the idea that you would, like, I would make the little beak move for you as a separate Foogie, like, and you would just layer it over Misa's. Like, I think that would be hilarious.
Golly.
Heck yeah. Actually, I can just use the thingy for this. Because it's farther away now. We can make her look up again, too. Like, she's like, this is my Bing Bong! Look at him! And everybody's like, that doesn't look like Bing Bong. And you just, like, squeeze him and he's like, I'm tired. Like, it's definitely Bing Bong. I love it. We've made lovely progress today. But yeah, I think this is where we're gonna raid out. I'm tired. And I need to rest my hand because I do. Hi, Hipper! Look, it's Bing Bonch. Two of them. The top one just woke up. Yes, Meba and Bing Bonch. Oh, Hepper, I'll show you. You're eating a mushroom. It was originally going to be Misa, and then I drew Bing Bonch and was like, "Well, we have to recalculate." Mushrooms, the mushroom that make me fart and wipe the whole run. I took "wipe" as a verb for a brief moment, and I was like, "That's terrible." Yeah, Bing Bonch. The one that Sari can't explode. So we got Hepper and Meeber. We've made good progress. You are so blessed. I don't know if you will be once you eat the mushroom, but currently, before you've eaten it, you're good. Is Arya still going? I would love to go bother Arya. We don't show him enough love. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the hope. I want Bancha to be Bing Bonch. I want to make the beak move. And I want to make them a shared one. I do want to see if I can rework Misa's hands though, so she's like actually holding him better and not like covering half of his eyes. But that's for later. Now we are gonna go bother Arya, I think. Look, Misa! You have a little Bing Bonch. He's very cute. I miss my wife. Oh, I'm liking Arya's to-do list here too. This pleases me. You love Bing Bonch, yeah! That pleases me. I also love Bing Bonch. He's good. So many good beans in this. I know, right? Y'all are so good. These art streams have been such a good time. I need to do them more, and I need to just chill. Like I've done 3 total art streams, and they're all my favorite streams. They're so much more fun. Alright. But yeah. It is time for me to end so I can rest my hand and stuff. I'm gonna send y'all off to Arya. Arya's doing co-working while watching a video of a trip through Japan, which is really cool. I need y'all to, at the very least, even if you dip out after the raid, which I know a lot of people tend to do, especially at this time of night because it's dinner time, I need you to thank Arya for all of his hard work. Arya has done a lot for us with HobbyBot, and he's like really the backbone of every bit of technology Positivity has. Website, Discord bots, HobbyBot, you name it. Y'all are a delight. It's wonderful to have you. But please, let's make a good raid message for it. Subscribers can now use your emotes in all channels. You think? Yeah, that makes sense, Twitch. That tracks. Let's get a good raid message going. There. Abandoning Bing Bong, the lava bio. Yeah. Yeah, you can use the emotes. Alright, so, I will see y'all on Friday for my birthday stream. We'll be playing Lethal Company with Positivity. Please check it out. Please be there. At least stop by and say hi. I would love to see your faces. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. Have an absolutely wonderful evening, and I will see y'all on Friday. Goodbye for now. I don't know what happened, and we're gonna pretend it didn't. It got weird on me. I was like, OBS, please? Hello? I don't know. Shrug. I'll see y'all over there. Goodbye. Thank you, Pampa!